Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a 5-star rank 3 Spider-Ham video here. We're in the side event, we're in chapter 2, the Mysterio one. This is only in Epic because I only have the rank 3 right now. I've already 100% the legendary difficulty, but I just thought, you know what, let's just have some fun. I've been messing around with a lot of Professor X, but Spider-Ham is just a lot of fun. At rank 3, I've done like most of the side event in the epic difficulty with Spider-Ham and Professor X, but this isn't going to be a Professor X video here, but this is going to be the newest and brightest character in my roster, Spider-Ham. Passively, he has an extra little bit of physical resistance, which is pretty nice. I think the main thing that you really want with this character to, play him well, is the spider nonsense, because the spider nonsense allows you to re-trigger every, I don't know what they're called, Peter Poppers or Porker Poppers or whatever. They're these power sting debuffs essentially, but they're specifically, specific to him. And they have a chance to refresh on which clause is it? It's the last clause, I think, of this. Another thing about his spider nonsense is for every stack of spider nonsense on Spider-Ham, he gains a 15% reduction to potency to degen. So around 7, you're completely invulnerable to all the damage from degeneration, which is pretty sick, I'd say. I think he's the only champion that has a reduction to degen damage, which makes him so good for Icarus and so good for other nodes like that apply degen as a bad thing to the node. And another thing, he gains this small evade, which is, I like his evade rather than all the other Spider-Man's evades, I guess, because his evade, if you're blocking, it doesn't trigger, and that's the biggest annoyance when you're actually playing Spider-Man characters and you want to go for a parry and they just evade, and you'll just get clipped by something because you're not expecting it. But he has a 35% chance when he's at 6 or more, when he's not blocking. When he's at 10, after, I think, 6.5 seconds, it will start counting down, I think. You will not gain for 6.5 seconds, after which it resets to... Oh, okay, so when he hits 10, it goes on a timer for 6.5 seconds, and it goes back to 0, unless you're facing a Mystic Champion, and then you gain 3. The heavy attacks is where you're going to be making sure you keep those spider nonsenses in check, because you can reduce them by 2, keep them around 8, which is still pretty good. So you can keep your Peter, I don't know what I'm just going to call them power stings. So you can keep your power stings re-triggering on the opponent, which is really where the brunt of this guy's damage comes from. His medium attacks when 50% chance to apply a Porker Popper, that's what they're called. The Porker Poppers on the opponent for 9 seconds. I don't have him awakened, but I think his awakened ability allows him to have more debuff duration, which is pretty nice for opponents that aren't really throwing their special attacks here and there, and they're being a little bit stingy with them. And also, he has a 25% chance when the opponent is stunned or when he's unblockable, flat, that's increased to apply the Porker Poppers. His dash back and hold block, this is where his evade, this is what I really like about it, is because you can actually choose when you want to evade, and this could be for any annoying special attacks, especially for Mojo. It's very annoying because if he has his anti-life field up and you don't want to evade his special, but you don't want to take the block damage, you can just dash back, hold block, and you have a 100% chance to evade, and you won't trigger any buffs. So that's pretty nice. But then afterwards, when the evade triggers, it goes on cooldown for 12 seconds. When he evades, he becomes unblockable. This is where that clause up here on the medium attacks, when he's unblockable, because when he evades, he becomes unblockable for 1.2 seconds, which is pretty nice. And he also taunts the opponent, which I think is the more important part of that, because it'll, makes your opponent want to throw your special attack, their special attack more, and you can apply more, you know, re-trigger your Porker Poppers, you can get all that Power Sting damage, which is pretty nice. And this is where, okay, the second clause here of the Porker Poppers. Essentially, whenever a Porker Popper is triggered, there's an 8.5% chance per Spider Nonsense for it to be replaced by another one. A lasting 9 seconds again, and applying, you know, dealing 870 damage. So this is pretty good because 8.5% times 10, which is the max amount of nonsense you can have, 85%. And then it deals a little bit more damage based on which special they had. So if it's a special 2, it'll double the damage that it shows right there. Like the top one, the top number right there. Special 1, and also additional, well, actually another clause here. 60% for each bar of power, you know, the additional damage on top of the damage there, the 1,000. Special 1 pauses them, which is pretty nice. Also applies a taunt. The special 2 immediately brings you to 10 Spider Nonsense, resets the timer for 7 seconds. So I think it pauses the timer before it decreases for 7 seconds, like before it resets. And it applies 3 of the Power Stings. The special 3 is really where the big damage comes in. But we're not going to be really doing the special 3 in this video, I don't think, because I think we're just going to be doing the legendary, not legendary, epic difficulty. But when you have more than 15 Porker Poppers triggered on the opponent, afterwards, depending on how many you've triggered in the match, you will immediately reapply all of those after the special 3. And that's each of them lasts for 10 seconds, so it's a second more and deals the same amount of damage. So as you can see, this guy really relies on Power Stings for his damage, and that's, you know, he's like a better Yellow Jacket, I guess. I mean, anyone really is better than Yellow Jacket that does any damage, or any meaningful damage really. But really, it's just, it reminds me of playing Corvus when you play this guy, because you always want to go for 3 combos when the opponent is stunned. You gotta have a very willing AI to throw those specials. There we go. We got 2 of those retriggers. I'm not getting lucky on those. And then we'll throw a heavy attack so we don't reset the Spider Nonsense. Already at 10 again. Also, we're just going to be going for special 2s, but it resets that Spider Nonsense timer right there. And as you can see, those, like the grayed out Porker Popper symbols, those are the ones that are stored. Those are how many you've triggered in the match. So when you throw off a special 3, you're going to immediately re-trigger all of those, but you can only do it once. For 1 special 3, which is, you know, it's all right. But I mean, I think it'd be way overpowered if you could just constantly keep re-triggering like 25 Porker Poppers every single time. But I've been having so much fun in the epic difficulty with my rank 3 Spider-Ham. I'm hoping after this. I also really like his heavy attack as well. It's got a lot of reach, and you know, smacking down the opponent with a hammer, always fun, always fun. You love to see it. But I'm hoping that I'm probably gonna open up the next 5. Oh, there we go. We triggered the evade, and we got the unblockable for 1.25 seconds. Let's make sure we don't get too much of those Spider Nonsense. Go all the way to 10. We have our evade back. Get that evade. Perfect. We have the taunt on now. I need to throw off a heavy attack. It's special 1 now. He'll probably die from this, yeah? If you want. He didn't use it. Let's just throw off a special 2. If this doesn't kill him, the Power Stings will. There it is. You'll love to see it. It's so much fun. You just apply like a metric shit ton of Power Stings right at the end, and then your opponent just explodes. They're just dead. I can only imagine like rank 5 what this champion could do, especially in like Act 7. That's only coming out in like what, 3 days from now? I'm really excited for that because I also have the, as you can see, I have the Professor X on the team, rank 3 as well. I immediately ranked 3 both of them. They've been both a lot of fun to play around with. But let's get into this match here. With longer matchups, you definitely want to make sure you use. Oh, I just got clipped there. So I like his block animation as well. It's pretty cool. But you want to make sure when you're playing him that you're always managing those spider nonsense, because that allows you to re-trigger all of your Porker Poppers. It's only on the mediums that you can get those. I need to... Actually, I'll just throw off a special 2 here. Doesn't really matter. Don't throw off that... Actually, throw it. Never mind. Let's go for a special 3. Immediately trigger 10. There we go. Got 3. Oh, another 2. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Once you get opponents with, like, if you go into, I think it's like Act 6 is probably the best place. You're going to see, like, maybe even Act 5 as well, like near the end. You're going to see, like, your opponents, like, always wanting to throw their special attacks, always playing ball. And that's where this guy's going to excel, when your opponent is always wanting to throw their specials. And even if they aren't, like, he has a taunt effect as well. So even in Labyrinth of Legends and, you know, longer fights like that, even though he doesn't have, like, even that once per fight thing with the special 3, he's still got some pretty potent power stings. Even for that. But for, as I was saying earlier, the special 3 is really made for longer matchups, because, like, you can, like, absolutely... Because, like, I think it's 870 damage at, like, a base for each power sting, and you multiply that by, like, 25. Let's do the math there. That's a lot. Well, let's, you know, the math adds up to that being a lot of damage. Come on. I want to use the evade to evade this special 2 here. Come on, man. What's going on? Come on, man. He's just not playing ball, is he? And you got that evade, and then we get that free evade right there. I love it. It comes in clutch for so many matchups. Oh, you glance the last hit. That's where all the power stings come from. Alright. You know, let's just go for a special 3 in this matchup, because he's glancing a lot of things, and, you know, maybe it'll make him die quicker. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to the spider nonsense. Alright. Well, it isn't going to really matter. Actually, you know what? Typically, another thing with before you throw out for special 3, you typically want to use up the evade, because it taunts them. So immediately when you're coming out of your special 3, they're going to want to throw that special, their next special at least. Hit my block. There we go. He's taunted. He's taunted. I've also noticed sometimes you can see Spider-Ham, I think his left leg is somewhat messed up in the animation sometimes, and it's kind of up. But I really like his special 3 as well. It's a lot of fun. There we go. Let's use that special. There we go. 1,000 damage for, what was that? Maybe 3-5 power stings? And that's like, that's not even like max potential. And this is only off a rank 3. That's 1,000 just free damage if the opponent throws off their special. I just, you know, I'm delightfully surprised every time I play this character. It's definitely a lot of fun. You just got to get very lucky on those power stings. Like if you get like a lot to proc off your 3 combos here, 3 of them, not that bad, not that bad. Throw off that special, my guy. There we go. Sometimes I don't even mean to use that evade. I just find myself backing away and blocking before someone throws up their special. But it comes in clutch here and there. And the fact that you get unblockable is pretty nice. So you can dash right back in. It does, okay. We just got absolutely slapped. We get absolutely slapped right there. But, you know, as you can see, this character is a lot of fun to play. You know what, let's revive mode. I think I have a 20% saved up, yeah? Yeah, I do. You know what? We're finishing this quest with him. It's Mysterio's the final boss. That's why I wanted him, because he's a Spider-Verse character, and the Spider-Verse characters, when you knock down Mysterio, he it breaks his helmet, so you can apply the poisons, because in the epic difficulty, I don't know if it's in heroic, but I know it's in legendary and epic, he has the poison vulnerability, and you can apply the poisons onto him. This time let's just go for 5 combos here. There we go, got the evade right on that last hit. You can use that, there's definitely a way to strategically use it to get like the taunt. He didn't want to throw that special, did he? Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. There's the evade. That's interesting. I'm not even going to go in. Last time I got clapped. He didn't trigger... So the evade... I think the evade off the Porker... I should just stop talking. I need to stop talking. It's so... That was horrible. I think... So, I think this clause right here, let me go back into his abilities. I think the clause for his spider nonsense, right, okay. The third one, while spider nonsense is at 6 or more, Spider-Ham has a 35% chance to evade. I don't know why, but I thought that was off his evade like ability, like this little, I don't know what it's called, his evade effects, I guess. His Spider-Ham evade. Like, I thought that's what that... I thought because if you had that off cooldown, that if you had 6 or more Spider-Ham nonsense or spider nonsense, it would trigger. But apparently not. And I was talking and I got absolutely clapped. Do I have I don't even have Corvus with any charges. I don't have any more revives. I don't want to use one. So we're just gonna clean up with Professor X in here. It's a little bit of the showcase. Charge heavy attack. Charge heavy attack. We want 100 of those channeling charges. Maximize every heavy attack. This is a little bit of a showcase. Oh, come on. I thought we would be at mind control. Actually, wait, we have Falter, whatever. Just a little bit of a showcase of you know, Professor X and what he could do. Is that the last guy on this path, or no? You got Star-Lord. But I think that, you know what, that's just gonna be it for this video, guys. Because I need to finish this stuff up. And I need to, you know, I might come out with maybe a little bit rank 4 Spider-Ham gameplay if you guys would like to see that. Also a little bit of a Realm of Legends showcase so we can see his full potential. Especially with the 25 Porker Poppers off his special 3. I just, you know, if you guys want to see that, leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.